Hello everyone, showing here at Astro Island. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to embark on a celestial journey to explore one of the most awe-inspiring wonders of the cosmos for 2024, the Great American Solar Eclipse, happening on April 8th. Picture this, the sun, the moon and the earth aligning in a cosmic ballet, casting a temporary shadow on our planet. This phenomenon has captivated humanity for centuries, evoking a sense of mystery and wonder, and it will do so again on April 8th. You may be asking, what exactly is a solar eclipse? In its simplest terms, a solar eclipse occurs when the moon positions itself between the sun and the earth, blocking a portion of sunlight, usually called an annular eclipse or entirely known as a total eclipse. For the total eclipse is considered a dance of celestial bodies, a rare alignment that momentarily transforms day into an otherworldly twilight. During totality, most people look forward to capturing the corona, which is the outermost part of the sun's atmosphere. Photographers also aim at capturing what's called Baily's beads, another cool feature during the total solar eclipse. This effect occurs when gaps in the moon's rugged terrain allow sunlight to pass through in some places just before the total phase of the eclipse. Usually, during a total solar eclipse, animals get confused, thinking daytime is nighttime, and you begin hearing them making their usual nighttime calls. Depending on where you are, it may be crickets, frogs, owls, and even coyotes. The stars begin to shine, and for this eclipse, it is such an extremely rare event because depending on what equipment you bring to capture, you may even see the comet 12P Pons Brooks. Additionally, most of the planets will be out at that time: Uranus, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, and Mars. So depending on how wide your field of view or focus is, you may see some or all of them. That is so amazing. I am super excited. Now, as the moon moves away from the sun and night turns back to day, the animal sound stops as sunlight returns. A chilling yet awesome experience. Almost every news and YouTube channel on astronomy have been talking about this eclipse for months. Now, I know a few other astronomy and astrophotography enthusiasts from Trinidad and the Caribbean are heading to the US to witness the eclipse on April 8th. Most websites have reported that within the Dallas area and surrounding states are forecasted to have the clearest skies and the longest duration of totality, approximately 3 to 5 minutes. The next solar eclipse after April 8th is scheduled to happen in 2045, and it will be visible in Trinidad and most of the Caribbean. I'm sorry, but I can't wait that long. So guess what? Yours truly, Astro Island, will also be traveling to the US to witness this spectacular phenomenon. I'll be doing a live stream so you too can see the eclipse from the comfort of your home or wherever you may be at that time. I'll start the live stream around 1 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, which is about 20 minutes before the eclipse, and I'll continue for about 30 minutes to an hour or more after totality. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel Astro Island so you can get to see the live stream of the eclipse. None of this could have been done without all the love and support from each of you. We are now at 100 subscribers. So thank you very much. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the channel so I can continue to make these wonderful videos for you. Now, let's talk safety. It is extremely important that when you are looking at the sun, whether there's an eclipse or not, that you use the correct viewing equipment. Only when the moon has fully blocked the sun can you take off your glasses or solar protection for your equipment. I am using certified solar glasses. For my camera and phone, I've also purchased certified solar film from Agena Astro, made by the company Thousand Oaks. They are known to make quality solar film and other accessories. Using the solar film, my IT guy at the office Clayton Morgan made some protective gear that I saw on Nico Carver's channel. Clayton loves these DIY projects, so I handed over everything to him and he did a really great job of making the solar protection for my camera lens. You'd have heard me mention him in my previous video where he installed a wireless antenna for my ZWO ASIA Pro that now works extremely well. So thanks again, buddy. Let's head over to the computer to show you the path of totality, as well as I'll be using the software Stellarium to demonstrate the movement of the total solar eclipse and what you can see on that day. Alright, so we are on the computer here now, and this website would have been recommended to us by Nico Carver on his channel. The name of the website is, I can't pronounce that, I believe it's Jubier or Jubier .free.fr. This website is really, really helpful for us who are heading to view the eclipse in terms of the actual path of the eclipse and its totality. As mentioned, unfortunately, it's not visible within Trinidad or any part of the Caribbean. So that's a bit of a bummer. However, this is the part that the eclipse will be taking on April 8th. All right, let me just get these out of the way. So for those of you who are traveling to the US, you want to be between these lines. You want to be between anywhere between these lines. Of course, the closer to the blue line, the longer the duration of visibility for the eclipse. Let me just zoom back out. So as you can see, and that's why they're calling it the Great North American, actually the Great American total solar eclipse. Reason being, it's obviously is because it's passing through almost the middle of the entire of North America. Right, and some parts of Canada, they are also getting the opportunity to witness the eclipse. Right, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they may get a partial solar eclipse. Let's just click on it and take a look. Let's say if you're in the Toronto area, you click on it, it gives you some information. So in their instance, they're going to have a penumbral, which is, as mentioned, a partial solar eclipse. Right? Let's say if you're in Cleveland, right? Right, you're actually going to get the full thing, and it's going to last for about 3 minutes, 50 seconds. And where I will be is, of course, down in Dallas. Let's fly all the way back down. Right, within the Dallas area. So if I click on Dallas, see, and it gives you a little visual, a little description as well of the details with regards to the total solar eclipse. We're seeing here where I'll be is going to last approximately 3 minutes, 50 seconds. So roughly about 3 minutes. Yeah, about 4 minutes, roughly. All right. And then from there, it gives you much more details. The start of the partial eclipse, which is basically when the moon just begins to block a small portion of the sun. Start of the total solar eclipse, the maximum eclipse, which is when the sun will be fully blocked out by the moon. The end of the total eclipse, when the moon now begins to move away from the sun. That now is the end of totality. And remember, folks, during the maximum eclipse, that's the time where you can take off your glasses and look at the total solar eclipse in its totality. But keep in mind, the minute the moon, by the time this comes to an end, you need to put back on your glasses, your solar glasses. You need to put back on your solar protective equipment for your camera lens. And from there now, you can safely continue imaging. Right? And of course, it goes all the way down to the end of the partial eclipse. And that comes to a wrap on that day on April 8th. All right, so I'll put a link in the description down below so you too can click on it, navigate to see where you'll be traveling, and you can now get some more information. The time here is your universal time, but you can also click here to get the local time for that particular location you will be on April 8th. So if you click on it, see the time changes to local time in that particular area. If I click in, let's say Arkansas, that's what the time is going to be during the eclipse. If I go back, let's say to Toronto, that's the time that they are going to see it. All the way up to New Brunswick, see, that's the time that they will be able to witness the eclipse on April 8th. All right, so let's jump over now to the program Stellarium. You can download this program by going to stellarium.org and choosing the operating system that you use on your machine, whether it be a desktop or a laptop. Basically, they have Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. So you choose your particular operating system and download Stellarium. There's also Stellarium Web if you just want to have a quick access to viewing some of the information on the website. But I prefer to download the full program so I can get much more features and functionality. So I've already downloaded it for Windows 64-bit in my instance. So let's jump over here. So once you download it, this is basically how it looks, and you can choose many of the, as I mentioned, with the program, you have much more features versus what the web version offers. So you have all these features. You can navigate and make various changes. You can stop, slow down, speed time. I wish that would happen in real life. But basically what you do, in my instance, I need to now change the location. So I'm going to type in Dallas, Texas. And I believe I can start from there. Yeah. So I select Dallas and I just close it off. And this is actually how Dallas is looking right now in terms of the amount of light or visibility on this particular day, which is the 26th of March. But of course, we're going to fast forward into the future. So we can click here. Actually, no, we can click here, the date and time window. And then we just basically choose the date that we want. And of course, we know the date that we want, which is April 8th. And as I mentioned, in Dallas, Texas, it's going to start maybe around, I believe it's 12:42. Yeah, so let's go back a little bit. Yeah, just average the time. You can zoom out, and there we go. Let's navigate, bring it up a little bit. So in Dallas, Texas, this is what's going to happen on that day. All right, and actually, I can use this option, the fast forward or rewind button, to play in real time, or I can fast forward a little bit. Let me just get this out of the way. So let me rewind a little bit. All right, so I'm going to start just about 12 noon, where the sun is going to be partially blocked by the moon. And let's fast forward now. And of course, this is where all the excitement begins to build. I'll fast forward a little bit. Oh, I went a little too fast there. We don't want that happening on the day, do we? Right. So let's zoom back in and we'll slow it down a little bit. So I've brought it just to the point where you're going to get that totality. So let's fast forward. I'm going to go a little faster. All right, let me slow down a little bit. All right, we're almost there. Just looking at this now, my excitement is building as if I'm actually seeing it in real time. All right, so it's going to fast forward a little more. And this is what we want to see. Day turn to night. Bam! There we go, folks. Look at that. 99% chance this is what we're going to see on that day. I really hope the skies stay clear and we can see this. As mentioned, this is the corona. Right, that light that you see emitting from the side. And as I mentioned earlier, if we zoom out a bit, you can now see some of the planets. Right? So we have Jupiter that's visible. We have Venus that's going to come out. We have Saturn, Mars. I believe who else is going to join us to the party? Oh, Rigel, that's the star. Yeah, you can just Aldebaran, that's going to be there as well. Oh, and that was what we were mentioning. Depending on what equipment you have, you can also see the comet 12P Ponsbrooks. Let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit for you guys. So 12P 12P Ponsbrooks is the comet that's going to be visible at that moment of totality. All right, now let me zoom back out so you can just get an idea of the angle of where the eclipse is going to happen and where 12P Ponsbrooks will be visible. All right. Oh, yes. And I mention Mercury? Yes, Mercury is also going to be out. So it's going to be what I would say a once in a lifetime opportunity to see an eclipse, a comet, and several planets all out at the same time in one day. Right. And then now we're going to continue. Fast forward a little bit. So, of course, throughout the day. Now, just at this point, as I mentioned, the minute the moon begins to move away from the sun, you need to get ready. You need to start putting on your certified solar glasses. You need to start putting back on your certified solar filters for your camera equipment. Otherwise, it's going to be serious. It's not going to be good. You're going to damage your eyes. You can damage your camera equipment if you let that direct sunlight hit your bare eyes or directly hit the lens of your camera. It is not recommended that you let the sunlight hit your equipment or your eyes. Please, folks, please put back on your solar equipment for your eyes and for your cameras the minute the moon moves away from the sun. And once you do that, you can continue enjoying the rest of the solar eclipse. All right. And of course, very soon it's going to come to an end around 2:45 or thereabouts. Actually, no, a little more. And again, on Stellarium, this is just the average time, but of course, please be sure to check on the various websites that shows a little more accurate information. But this is as close as you can get to it as well. Right? And just at this point, just about 15:04 or 3 or 4 p.m. is where the eclipse comes to an end. All right. Oh, and from there, even before, you may probably want to capture some pictures of sunspots if they're available. All right. So that's more or less it. So a little quick introduction into Stellarium. Let me know if you'd like me to have another video going more in depth into Stellarium, as well as let me know if there's anything that I missed that you would like to see in another video with regards to the total solar eclipse happening on April 8th. I know many websites are giving tons of information. I'm trying not to repeat many of them, but I just thought that, I'd add some one or two extra snippets at least that I haven't seen in any of the other websites. Well, that's it for now on another episode of Astro Island. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything else you'd like me to cover on the solar eclipse. For those of us across Mexico, US, and Canada who will be viewing the eclipse as we stand beneath the darkened sun, let us embrace the sense of wonder, curiosity, and unity that a solar eclipse brings. For in those moments, we are not just spectators to the dance of the heavens, we are active participants in the grand narrative of the cosmos. Here's wishing everyone clear skies for the great American total solar eclipse. And remember, it's not the size of a telescope that counts, it's how you use it. Bye for now, be safe, and see you in Dallas.